So we're going to start the lightning talks. How long? Just now? With a change of plan. I'm not going to present them, and we are going to have 2 new presenters. And so now I can relax and help if there is a problem. So big applause. And they've just been made aware that they're going to present the lightning talks. So please be gentle with them. I'm going to just call the people who will be presenting. We'll have more than 20 people registering, so we're going to go fast. And the first, and in order, we will have this one, and let's do in this order.
Should we do the topic and see if the person remembers?
Call the person and say, I don't know.
No. But should we do the topic and see if the author remembers what they posted?
Yeah.
OK, cool. So the first lightning talk is about interactive web apps using Shiny for Python. Anybody remembers posting this stuff? OK, we're getting. First name is Winston. Do we have a Winston in the room? Winston going once? Winston. OK, we're going to park this for a bit. What about IPythone? Haha. How many minutes does he have? 30 seconds? No, 3 minutes. 3 minutes.
And you may want to say who's next.
Oh, yeah. Wait, you are. Let's see.
Sorry.
Just let me take this. OK, so the next one is going to be Perplexity Lab. Yeah, we got the next one. OK, so do we? Benoit, are you from here, from Paris?
Sorry.
Are you from Paris?
Oh, yeah, sorry, yeah.
Yes, we are just trying to
Sorry.
see if people are good at multitasking and if this is like gender specific or not. So.
All right, thank you, Matthias. Is it possible to get the audio from the computer into the system? I'm gonna play something, you know. Or I can put the mic on this, probably. But yeah. All right. So the talk here is about IPythone, which is a widget library I've been working on. I'm going to enable the audio actually here. And I'd like to show you, hopefully, one demo here. It's about doing a sonified and interactive wind map here. So let's load this. And IPythone, it provides a lot of widgets as audio nodes so that we can really do sound design within a notebook. So this is things like noise, gain, equalizer, delay, and so on. And then maybe you can hear it. Okay, it sounds a little bit like wind, a bit louder. Can you hear it? Okay, good. Yeah, so we can add a few more nodes to modulate the sound, given some wind speed. And also because this is IPyWidget is connected to the rest of the IPyWidget ecosystem, so we can create here some slider, and then modulate the sound with a slider. Change a lot of different parameters that we can tweak for a better wind sound. Like this. Thank you. And really, so here it's IPyWidget, so it's working in Python and notebooks. So why not using actual Python libraries, scientific libraries, to load some wind data and make the data like sound? So here I'm using the X-ray library to load some data sets, with actual wind data sets, and computing wind speed and direction. And here, this is a callback that will modulate the sound from the data. Right, So this is the wind that comes from the data. And even more, we could also use some other widget libraries when on IPy leaflet to doing some interactive maps. Right, so this is the average wind here, and this is the position of the listener here. So we're in Paris. We can move that, and we hear the actual wind. And it gets even like stormy. Like, let's go here. I don't want to be there. It's very stormy, and let's go even more quieter here. Okay. Yeah. That's it. Thank you. So there's a lot of other examples. You can check the repository, and because it's a lightning talk, I tried to make also the sound of thunder, but it's really work in progress. I'm not sure it's going to work well. So this is one part, and yeah, we have rumbler, deepen. So yeah, if you have headphones, that's probably going to sound a little bit more nicer, but yeah. And yeah, other examples. Thank you.
Okay. Sorry, can you hear me? Oh yeah. Thank you. And next up we have Perplexity Lab.
Yeah, before you go, how did it feel to be the first keynote, lightning talk?
Yeah, it feels great. But not the first, yeah, there was yesterday, so.
Yeah, for today, yeah. Can you now tell us if you're from Paris?
Oh yeah, no, I'm not from Paris.
Thank you very much. Oh, the next person who can get ready is interactive web apps using Shiny for Python. I heard, a rumor has it that they're here. Okay, cool.
Me?
Yeah, I do.
I am in Paris, but I'm from Argentina.
Ah, similar.
Am I in Paris?
For sure.
What is device?
Sorry.
Are we going to get perplexed in this talk, or no? Okay, you start?
No, at this point.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, yes.
The night is young.
Okay. Well, just we'll try to be short. This is a library that I developed in principle for myself to help myself do the PhD, like some tasks that I was doing during the different projects. I realized that I had a lot of tasks that were repeated and always the same. Like, for example, I wanted to, okay, here. So, for example, I wanted to make my research reproducible in the sense that I run my experiments, and if I want to run new experiments, I don't want to run them again. So I want to check these things. I usually have to write, oh, check that this file is there or not, etc. I want also, for example, why not to get how much carbon I had produced or how much energy I had consumed during all my experiments. Also file management, where does all my plots, all my saved things go. And so I kind of started developing the thing, and so now I just release it so you can maybe use it if you think it's useful for you, and also comment me back because still has some issues that I'm solving it while working and while finding them. But it's kind of functional. I mean, I already use it in all of my projects. Other things I can do, I want to parallelize all my experiments, just I change the number of cores I want to use, and it will do it. And the thing is that it comes in kind of a framework, so all my projects usually have a lot of parameters that I want to use, change, for example. I would like to change some variable, and I would like to run my experiment. So once defined experiment, the system will take care to run everything that is needed to be run, and then remember it in order to not run it again. And also, the thing is that at the end, I would like to get some plots about it. And so for that, also I can have some generic plots, but I also can generate my own plots, and it will know how to search for this information. Like, for example, in Pandas, you can get like the columns. In this sense, all the results and all the variables that have been used are all stored somewhere, and I can get them and use them to present different things. And finally, also to make like reports on explorable reports using Jupyter. That's still in developing part, but it will be nice. And so in general, how does it work? Just the idea is you define your experiment, so you just have to look at what you want. So I have something that gets some variables, and does something, and then you get some results. And this will go into the pipeline inside, and we'll know what to search for the variables to give to the next experiment, and do them all in parallel. So, well, I just let you visit, if you are interested, this library, and make me all the comments you want, or maybe use it and everything. It will be nice to have a feedback. Well, thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Do we have interactive web apps? Okay, cool.
Should we pick? Oh, this sounds really cool. So, crochet Jupyter balls. Yeah, next. Oh, yeah, that's going to be next. Oh, yeah, that's. Oh, I got one. So, I know what this one is going to be about. Okay. So, Winston, are you from Paris?
No.
Where are you from?
I live in Minnesota in the United States.
Okay. Anybody here has been to Minnesota? Oh, cool.
All right.
Anybody else from Minnesota? Oh, there's one. You're not alone.
Okay. How do I do the mirroring? I'm a little confused here.
You have to click here, and then...
Oh, okay.
In the meantime, is anybody planning on going to Minnesota this year? Because you know a couple of people here. No?
Okay, thank you. I'm going to be talking about Shiny for Python, which is a framework for building data-centric web applications in Python. My name is Winston Chang. I work at Posit, formerly RStudio. And we renamed the company last year. And so that might hint to something, which is that Shiny was originally written for R, and that was 11 years ago now. And it's been a really useful tool for our users to build these interactive data web applications. And now we've made a version for Python. It does not use R at all. Some people have asked us about that. It is not built on R. It's just built in Python. And I have a little fancier demo that I can show you of the Python version of it. So this is using select inputs. You can select things. It'll re-render the plot. There's checkboxes, and there's switches. And it reacts to these inputs that you give it. So it's very easy to build things like this. You can just write pure Python code. And let me tell you a little bit about Shiny in general now. So you can create interactive apps and dashboards in Python. And it's designed primarily with data scientists in mind. So that means that you don't need to know HTML and CSS and JavaScript to be able to use it effectively. And it's got this easy-to-use reactive programming approach to interactivity. But it's also designed with power users in mind. So you can fully leverage HTML, CSS, and JavaScript skills if you have them. And reactive programming is a powerful, flexible, and deep, and you'll never outgrow it. It can do very sophisticated things. Okay, now I'm going to show you some demos, and these demos are actually built using Shiny and a new AI chat package that I just put online. Since AI chat stuff is the hot thing these days, I'm going to show you some demos. So this is a really basic chat application. How do you load data from a CSV using pandas? And then this queries the OpenAI API, and it streams back the response. So, and the response is streaming, which gives a really nice experience for users, as opposed to just waiting for several seconds before the answer shows up. And I'm going to show you, since yesterday, there was a request for this. There's a French joke GPT. Make this a little bit better. All right, so I need a topic for this friend. What is it? Cats. Okay. So you give it a topic, and it will ask for French jokes. What? Here, let me make this bigger. Why did the cat from Paris refuse to learn English? Because it didn't want to become a chatterbox. All right, another topic? Hot dog. All right. Why did the French hot dog feel so fancy? Because it always had a little bit of baguette guns. Oh. All right. OK, and I'm just going to show you the code really quick. So this is all the code that you need to do in order to create this sort of chat application. Right. Is that
Thank you. Sorry, that was the time.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Winston.
Do you think that's the same amount of code going behind ChatGPT? Or it's a little bit more trick questions? If behind ChatGPT is more code or less?
Oh, probably a little bit more.
A little bit more.
Yeah, just a little bit more.
Cool.
Sorry.
So the next speaker should get prepared. The next speaker was really creative. The topic would be IT with a heart. Do we have? Yeah, really cool. See? We don't have a name, so this was a trick for everybody. That's your name? And you're going to talk about yourself? Are you going to talk about hearts? Okay. Open heart surgery. Who here has watched Dr. House? What about Grey's Anatomy? That's like more hearty. Okay, cool. So you can talk about heart. This would be a really good audience. Is there anybody here who's like a real doctor, like medical one? No, like for talking about heart. Sorry. Okay, I have a PhD, so I can make the joke, but it's and I really thought that if I watched a lot of Grey's Anatomy and all this, that I would become a doctor, like the other one. But now maybe ChatGPT is going to help. I can ask how to do surgery. I can try at home on my partner. I mean,
Do you have someone that just wants to talk for the lightning talk?
I don't know. I don't know. Do we have someone that is ready to give a lightning talk without slides? Besides me. There goes. Go. Come. While we're setting up. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm from Wikipedia, basically. One of my passions is reusing Jupyter notebooks on Wikipedia. And if you know of good notebooks that actually rerun and have an interesting educational message, well, come talk to me and help us get those notebooks featured on Wikipedia where they will get a lot of users. And if they don't work, they will get a lot of frustration. So I would like to start with those that really work nicely and have a good educational message. My name is Daniel Meach, and I gave a talk in the, I'm on the program, about a reproducibility stuff in biomedical papers. Yeah, thanks.
You were faster. You're supposed to talk for 3 minutes.
Oh, well, I can give an hour, but...
I know. Wait. How close are you?
Yeah, please. Yeah, I want to.
Okay. So while this is going on, wait. Well, we're gonna be the. Did we ask? Okay. Itai, can you come? Well, you're gonna do this now. Okay, they're gonna do this now. So what do we do now? Okay. So you. Okay. We go on. The next person that will get prepared is going to be how to create flexible, reproducible, and manageable data science environments. Do we have this person in the room? Oh, cool. So you're ready. And then the next person is going to be Candice. Candice, Jupyter at scale for French education. Also in the room? Awesome. We're just building the excitement here in the room. Oh, we have slides. Ish. Emails too?
Emails.
Yeah. But stop looking. Do not.
I didn't get the email. What is it?
So,
Not ready yet.
we,
Oh, if,
have
if
the
it's
presentation.
recorded, can you please not show my email to the world,
no, this
please?
is not
Thank you.
recorded, right?
Okay, good.
Okay, it's live. It's live, it's just on the internet. What can possibly go wrong?
Now I'm panic clicking, sorry.
not live.
Is this one, right? And
Yeah,
then-
it's this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, woo.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, we made it.
Stephanie Jimenez.
Yeah.
Kirsten.
So hi everyone, I'm Stephanie, and I know that some of you have seen these Jupyter keychains around, also in the Twitter thread, and I just wanted to know that I'm the face that's behind the keychains. But the real thing is that I am selling this because my mom has basically a little business back in our house in Bogota, Colombia. And basically, she had the idea to make them for me to sell them for her. So all the money that I am getting from this, it is really for her. So yeah, if you're interested, I have a couple left. So just search me on Slack, or also in the Twitter thread, or just talk to me. So yeah, thank you. It was a really fast talk.
I can totally recommend. I don't have sound. Oh no, I don't have sound. Okay, so Itai, can you come? You should talk. Okay. Who is here for this conference first time in Paris? And do you feel like the love thing? It's. Wait.
Can you feel the love tonight?
There you go.
Can everyone hear me? Yes.
Yes.
So this is this talk has been adapted from a talk that we gave 2 years ago. Paul and I, we were just bored. Not really. We were trying to solve a business problem, and it's that. Paul and I used to work together at Bloomberg, and I'm going to talk you through very briefly about that time where both of us managed to run Flask inside Chrome to serve a Python app from Chrome to itself. Yes, a bit wacky. First question you're going to ask me is that, why are you doing this? What is the motivation? Well, it's WebAssembly. WebAssembly, like AI, is like the hot topic of the day. And the typical answer that you'll get from anyone who does anything with WebAssembly is, it's cool, and we can do it. So there you have it. So the actual problem we were trying to solve at the time was, we had these Jupyter notebooks that were used in applications, but they didn't scale well when you wanted to create dashboards out of them. And when I wrote this slide initially, this presentation, Voici didn't exist. It does today, so it actually does solve the problem in a more elegant way, but we needed something that scaled. So i.e. basically serve some sort of Python application that renders a web app to the browser without having a kernel that kind of powers all that computation behind it. So WebAssembly, essentially Pyodide-based kernel that runs a Python interpreter. So we use Plotly Dash, and Plotly Dash, for those who are familiar with it, is a framework for authoring and publishing web apps using Python, and it's awesome. And that's what we used. It's based on Flask, so the idea of having Flask kind of running in the server, in the web, a Flask web server running inside Chrome is exactly what we tried doing here. Here is an example application of what a Dash app looks like. So it's pretty compact, right? You can see the code on the left and the rendering of the application on the right. And here is how we made it work. We kind of had to emulate this client-server architecture. So typically what will happen is your browser will send a request to a web server that will interpret it and then return some data back. We just took over that entire mechanism where the browser sends a request and then we kind of capture it within the web browser and then route it to this virtual backend that is powered by Flask, interpret it, and then return essentially a fake response with real data. And that's what's called WebDash. Kind of gave that example. By the way, all these illustrations were handmade by Paul, who is an excellent artist. Well done, Paul. Really, really impressive. Yeah. Okay. Time for a demo. Okay, let's do it. Is it? I'm out of time? No. Okay.
We really believe you.
Okay. It's right here. If you search WebDash, you'll find it. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next up, we have how to create flexible, reproducible, and manageable. Oh, okay. Yep.
Go set up.
Data science environments.
What is her name?
Pavitra.
Okay. Where are you from?
India.
Oh, cool. Who here has been in India? A lot of people. To India. In India? Oh, no,
Oh, I want a mirror.
jokes. Yeah, okay. Easy. Yeah. But, yeah.
No, I'm not.
But who here is from Paris? Can you stand up? I'm just saying because we been sitting a long time today, so it's actually healthy to stand up a little bit to make some blood flow through. Yeah, exactly. Stretch a little bit. Only the people from Paris, though. Yes. Cool. So, go.
Oh, yeah. So, hi, I am Pavitra. I work as a developer advocate at Quantsite. And this is a lightning talk because this is inspired by some conversations I've had, and looks like there are more people who would benefit from a solution that Quantsite folks, not me, but other smart folks developed. So the problem is data science environments are difficult to create, maintain, and share reliably. This may not be a problem for an individual, but when it comes to a team, and that's why the talk is titled for collaboration, it can get tricky. And it's especially difficult for IT departments because of two main problems. First is when we use the environment Docker image process, adding new packages takes time. And I see there were a couple of talks around how to do this better. Like I think Yuvi's talk about contributing to upstream images yesterday. And the other one is when we on the other side, which is if you just use conda and pip to install everything locally, things can get messy really quickly. So we need to solve this problem, and we need to solve it to collaborate better as a team, and we needed it at Quantsite. And there are a few best practices here. Read them out, but we can try and do all of these, but this is just the beginning. But also, most folks are not going to follow best practices if you give them a checklist, and we want to make it easier to do the right thing. So our solution was Conda Store, and you can learn more at conda.store, and we think more people here might find it interesting. That's kind of why I'm sharing it. So Conda Store is a tool which is integrated here. So it's a graphical user interface to create data science environments. So this is one that I've been using right now. It's called the JupyterCon Lightning Talk environment. And I can edit it graphically to add a new package. I'm going to add bokeh because I love bokeh. There. Yeah, let's go with latest. And save. A GUI, this approach was taken because, again, we want to make it easier to do the right things. And there should be a way to, most folks here probably use YAML, so you can also do that. And now if I go back, after this is done building, so my current environment did not have bokeh. I'm going to switch. Is it done? It may take a while to complete building, but I will now have bokeh. But the reproducible bits come further below. OK, I started doing this early. Oh, just a minute. Where is the... OK, let's go to the previous one. So yeah, where are my artifacts? OK, well, lifetime more. The idea is we have log files, starballs created behind the scenes, and Cornerstore does that automatically, and you don't have to worry about it. So that's our solution. If you're interested, come talk to me later. That's it.
Thank you. Next up, we have Candice.
All right. So same one as yesterday, Nicolas Thierry from Université Paris-Saclay. I'm just buying myself some time.
Yeah, how about that? So the next person can prepare themselves if they're not too tied up, because their talk is about coiling cords. Are they here? OK, so get ready. But detangle yourself. Oh, you got the coiling cords.
Oh, nice. Oh, which? Am I connected? Yes. All right. Just two announcements, quick ones. Anyone interested in Jupyter education and sprinting about it? Let's meet on Saturday at the coding sprints with everyone. Other thing, we have a job offer. If you want to develop for Jupyter and for education, just come. Marta? So Candice. So we all know that Jupyter is great for education, and in this audience, I'm not going to speak about it. A great news. I will have two great news and not so good news. Great news. Actually, our higher instances are starting to think about Jupyter and think it's cool. And so in 2021, we were asked by the French government, design a plan to support Jupyter, something like 10 million euros to support Jupyter for education. Cool. We had a plan. So actually in 2021, in fall, with people in this room in particular, we designed this plan. And this plan I'm just going to go very shortly. There's a lot about improving the software, Jupyter as software, and of course contributed so that everyone, it's not just for France, it's for everyone. And then deploy Jupyter for education, so higher education, but also for schools. And also, just deploying a tool is not enough, so supporting the community and promoting Jupyter for higher education, promoting Jupyter for school education, ecosystem, and bringing research into it. So it's a lot of things, pretty cool. We also have a very nice team, and it's a quick talk, so I'm not going to go into it. We put a lot of love into there, and I do believe that we have values, but that's not me to judge. And now the not so good news. We are still waiting for the final go. They all said, yeah, scientifically it's great, you should do it. But we still don't get the final push to say that we are going to launch it. But stay tuned. I very much hope that it's going to happen. So take home message. We can bring Jupyter notebooks and libre computational thinking to the masses in France and beyond. I cannot wait to do it. Get involved. Come to me to talk if you would like to be interested. There will be jobs, hopefully, if they actually press the green button, which I'm very hopeful. That's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Nicola. Next up is Coiling Chords and Communities with Jason Grout.
Oh, no slides. This is going to be, I don't have to be fun. We don't.
Yeah, that's great.
That's right. This is a demo talk. Can you hear me? OK.
Yes, but before you start, let's get the next person prepared. They are going to talk about this conference called EuroSciPy. I don't know if anybody heard of it. Yeah, so somebody wanted to talk about it? Yeah, we got here. OK, go.
I want to talk about things that connect us, like chords. Chords are amazing things. They transmit power, information, vast quantities over short distances. But managing chords can be a problem. Here's version 1 of my chord management strategy. I don't know if you've ever done this before, but it doesn't work so well. There's a better way to coil the chord. Now, if you're coiling a chord, you want to just very naturally loop it on itself. And if you are careful about it, you can give it just a little bit of a half twist so it lays very nicely together, and another little half twist so it lays nicely together. And you go on and you have a nice little bundle. Look at that. All beautiful, happy together. But there's a problem. If you try to undo this cord, it gets all tangled. And why does it get tangled? Because each of these coils is leaning or twisting the same way. So the entire cord is twisted the same way. A tip that I've learned from the audio-visual industry. Instead of leaning your cord the same way on every coil, here's the magic part. Turn your hand upside down and twist it the other way. So now you have one coil leaning this way and the other coil leaning this way, and then this one goes the normal way, and this one is a reverse. Do you see this? And now, because the cord is balanced, it comes out as one thing. Now, this has changed my life, my cord management strategy. But I realized yesterday this is like communities. If you are always associating and only hanging out with people that lean the same way as you, it's hard to be balanced. But if you balance yourself in your community, then every time you coil your cord, you can be appreciative of the differences that make us balanced as individuals. Thank you.
Thank you, Jason. That was really good. We got Euro SciPy 2023 announcements coming up.
And before we get there, the next person should get prepared. It's about how to create our notebooks in Jupyter Notebooks. Yep, okay. Has anybody here been to Euro SciPy before? Cool. Is anybody here already planning to go to Euro SciPy?
Which one is it? Is it this one or this one?
Probably the do you have who has a talk at Euro SciPy already? Or submitted? Submitted, we have one. Couple. Yeah, nice.
Computers.
And the next person can also prepare themselves. Mito demo. Do we have a Mito demo? Cool. And then the other one, we have, oh, you will find out later.
OK. So yeah, I don't need that much time. So it's just an announcement for a conference which is organized like more or less every year. And last year it was already in Basel. And just to give like a bit of info about it, so it's a 5-day conference where we have 2 days of tutorials with beginners tutorials that usually are backed with some like things around the scientific Python, so scikit-learn, NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, Jupyters, and stuff like that. And then like additional advanced tutorials that usually are from proposal that we receive. And then a 2-day conference that come afterwards that like is separated, where you can have short talk, long talks, and posters. And the final day, the Friday, which is like the sprint, similarly to what you would have like Saturday and Sunday. The topics are very broad, so it will be of interest, like people that are interested about Jupyter. You can come, of course, I mean, this until that you know that you like some Python and some like science things. I mean, it's good for us. And the nice part is that the call is still open. So if you have nothing to do tonight during like the party, you know, you can send us the proposals, and then you can go until Sunday. And basically, we just wait for you there. OK, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. No.
We have how to create our notebooks.
Yeah.
In Jupyter Notebooks.
Are people allowed at Euro SciPy?
What?
Are people?
Sorry, what?
Okay. So you still have 3 days, and I'm pretty sure that if you put if you sneak the word Paris in like the talk proposal, you might have higher chances, right? No? Yes. So you heard that? Who's looking forward to the party? Okay.
So, hello everyone. Thank you for having me. So, my name is Mona Belaid. I'm working at Business Intelligence Consultant in Paris. I'm also the community organizer of iLadies Paris. So, to be honest with you all, I'm not a frequent user of Jupyter. Since I use primarily R, so since I have a engineering background in statistics, I did analysis. But as due to my passion for volunteering, as I'm here today in the Jupyter conference as a volunteer, that doesn't mean that I can think about R and how to integrate R in Jupyter. So I wanted to share this with all of you. Maybe it might be of interest to many people like me. So I have a short video here. So normally in Jupyter, I just need to click. Yeah, so here, as you can see, on the left, you have only Python. You need just to launch the Anaconda prompt. Then doing this, you need to write this command. Conda install the -c stands for channel. Then you need to indicate the channel name, which is R. Then you need to write just R kernel, and this allows you to work with R in Jupyter. So it starts just downloading some libraries. After a moment, it will ask you if you want to proceed. Just you will put yes and enter. Doing this, if you will go back to Jupyter here, as you can see, you still only have Python here, but as you need to restart, then you will be able to use R in Jupyter. So this is just, I will just show you how it works. So yeah, I'll just use the library Jupyter2, which is a famous one for data visualization in R. And that's it. Thank you.
Don't forget that. Next up, we have
Thank you very much.
video demo.
Bonjour.
Okay, well, he prepares Machina Rocks poster session. There's anybody from Machina Rocks up for? Okay, cool. Who has the same background on their laptop? Okay, so this could be your laptop, right? No.
Is that here? Desktop and screen share?
Okay. Who is already planning their next JupyterCon attendance?
Me.
Yeah?
I'll be going to the next one.
Awesome. Okay.
Cool.
Go.
Hey everyone, I'm Jake. I'm from Mito. Mito is a spreadsheet interface for Python. So imagine you're doing something in Excel, but you're doing it inside your Python environment, and Mito will write the equivalent Python for you. I'll go quick because I'm giving a longer talk about this tomorrow, but Mito is a great way to bring spreadsheet users, the citizen data scientist, to a Jupyter environment, to a Python environment. So I have some data I called in here. Now I'm going to add a column, and I can use an actual spreadsheet function inside here. So this is the month function, and we're going to pull this out of a date.
Can you zoom in?
Yes. Is it 2? Can you not see it? Hold on. There we go. We can zoom. Good chance to show off our full screen feature. Click full screen. You get the whole thing. There you go. Sorry? Oh, yeah. Oh, it's not zooming in? How's that? Hold on. Command plus. OK. There we go. I hope you learn more from me than I learned from all of you right now. That would be key. So everything you do in the spreadsheet is going to write the equivalent code. So I added this function here, and that put this code down here. So this is some stock data. Let's make a quick pivot table. So pivot. As my row, I'm going to put I didn't rename the column, but this was the month column, and then as my value, I'll put the volume, and we'll look at the mean value there. So now we made a quick pivot table, and stop scrolling, we generated Python code for it. So if you're a beginner to Python, a much faster way than going to Stack Overflow or Google, and also you get a visual layer on your analysis, which is really key for people who are used to doing things in spreadsheets. There's a ton more in here. I don't have time to show you all of it. To download it, just go to install the docs.trimeta.io. We work with some of the largest banks in the US and Canada. It's been a really good, interesting market for us is spreadsheet users and financial services. So if anyone's doing that kind of stuff, please talk to me. I'd love to talk to you. And we're also open source. We have a community version. Here's our GitHub. But you can download here. Here's our website. And here is the JupyterCon thing where I'll give a talk tomorrow at 11:30, more about this, and generally more about how to bring spreadsheet users to Python. Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
Okay, thank you. And next up, we have Tony Kim.
Okay, and the next speaker is about something to do with, may or may not be an ingredient for tonight's dinner, but they will talk about corn. Okay, so, and now I'm gonna check if the maybe, you don't need slides.
Yeah,
Go on.
no slides.
Awesome.
No slides for me. Well, hello everyone. I'm Tony. I'm from Makina Rocks. I'm pretty sure that we're the only South Korean company out here at JupyterCon Paris. What we do is we help accelerate the adoption of AI across different industries. We have a lot of experience in the manufacturing and the industrial sectors, such as automotive, battery, semiconductor. We began by building different AI models for the client companies. The thing that we realized is, however decent a machine learning model that we build on Jupyter Lab, if they don't have the right platform or the right people, they don't know how to keep the models running. So that's what brings us to JupyterCon. We built an MLOps platform that's called Runway. It was launched officially in November of last year. On top of our MLOps platform is the machine learning development tool, which is an extension of Jupyter Lab. What our extension does, it's called Link, by the way. What it does is it helps you create DAG pipelines and export the entire pipeline with all the packages and the libraries that you use to build your codes. Not only that, it helps you to collaborate more easily together. The reason why I'm up here for a lightning talk is because we're giving 3 poster sessions later this evening, I guess in 20 minutes time. We have our software developers and our CTO that's come here to give you the story of how we developed our extension tool, some of the challenges that we faced, how we overcame them, and how we can sort of help share our opinions on how to better create an extension tool. And not only that, we will also have a poster ready for you to discuss how we can go from developing a machine learning pipeline on Jupyter Lab all the way to deploying the models into actual service and how to manage them in an MLOps environment. Not only that, we're giving a sponsored talk tomorrow. Our CTO is giving this story of how to move from Jupyter to MLOps. If you're unfamiliar with the topic of MLOps or the concept of MLOps, don't worry, he'll explain it all to you. We're also giving another talk on how to collaborate more easily with Jupyter. Both talks are happening tomorrow at 2:30 and 4:30, if I'm correct. Just look out for the Korean names on the schedule and you'll find them. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, next up, we have corn. Corn. Yeah, that's
Awesome.
about all I see.
Who here likes to eat corn?
Yeah,
Good. Are you going to be disappointed if we don't have corn for dinner? Okay. So the next talk is going to be, maybe, about fair AutoML. Does anybody here think fair AutoML exists? Okay, so we'll find out about it in a bit. And the food menu has disappeared again. Are you ready? No, you're not.
Plugged in. Oh, there we go. All right, perfect.
Okay. So we probably have like 3 more talks, and then go for the people who didn't present will present tomorrow.
Ready? Okay, I'm going to warp reality up here. I've written some code that can make 1 + 1 = 7. Round of applause. Sorry. So one of the common complaints about Jupyter that I hear a lot is that it has a global variable space, and so it's easy to do things like this. Everybody raise your hand if you know how I made 1 + 1 = 7. I just ran that second cell 6 times, right? It's not I didn't actually warp reality, unfortunately, because that would be awesome. What we're doing at Zerv is we're designing a development environment that instead of having a development environment like Jupyter that uses a single kernel and one global variable space, we take each cell and we give it its own local variable space and its own individual kernel. So you get a lot of really interesting benefits there. You get automatic parallelization. You get really interesting language interoperability features and stuff like that. I'd love to tell you about it, but what does that have to do with corn? So I put our logo on the right side of the screen. Does anybody see the corn? Kind of, yeah. Once you, it's an if you know kind of thing. Our logo is made up of kernels of corn because we're the only multi-kernel development environment for data science. So if you'd like to see it in action, come by our booth.
Okay, thank you.
That was quite corny. Okay, cool. So, sorry, I had to say that. So
next up is Fair Auto ML. Okay.
Yeah, and there will even be cocktails at this evening, mock cocktails. Mock, yeah, with alcohol-free bourbon. It's good. We don't want to get drunk and have a hangover and miss the keynote tomorrow. Here we go. So the next person, just before you start, IPy React demo. Do we have, yep.
Okay, so I'm working on an AutoML package that is called MLJAR Supervised. And recently I'm working on supporting fairness in this AutoML tool. And I think it is the first AutoML tool that supports bias mitigation for trained model. And I would like to show you a quick demo. So this is demo with binary classification. In demo, I'm trying to predict the income based on the census data. And the sensitive features are sex and the age. And this is the AutoML object, and this is the fit function. So you pass the input data, targets, and sensitive features, so sex and age. And as an output, you get the Markdown report with many different algorithms. And for each algorithm, you have the accuracy metric. So in this case, it is log loss. But additionally, you also have the fairness metric. And in this case, it was demographic parity ratio. And for each sensitive attribute, you have the value. And so the model is considered as a fair if the fairness is above 0.8 threshold. And here you have some, so this report is automatically generated by the package. You have a nice visualization about performance of the models. You have the scatter plot with dependency of the fairness and the accuracy. And you also can click on any model to see the details. So for example, XGBoost, you have hyperparameters, metric details, and details about the fairness and selection rate for different values. And I will show you the fair model. And the fair model is CADBoost. Okay, and it is fair because the selection rate is has similar values. That's all. And the package is called MLJAR Supervised. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Next up, we have IPy React demo. Okay.
And then introducing the ORMIR community and the book Learn Python with Jupyter can prepare themselves. Awesome. So I would like the people that travel less than 500 kilometers to get here to kind of stand up. Stand up. Less than 500. Miles. What? Oh, miles. Sorry. Feet. No. Miles. Very good. Do a little bit of stretching. Dancing. Awesome. We will talk with the others afterwards. Oh, the food for this evening is called something with the land and the sea and veggie.
My name is Maarten Breddels. I'm here together with Jan Hendrik. I'm an IPy widget maintainer. And I was really happy to see at the beginning of this year the release of AnyWidget. So AnyWidget was made by Trevor, and it allows you to create an IPy widget library without needing any build tools, so no Node.js or Webpack needed. Just to give you an example, so you can put some JavaScript in a file, or in this case, just in a string, and it just works. So I can have a working button, I can read off the value from the Python side, or set it from the set it to the front end. So inspired on this, I created IPy React. So let's just show you. So now we can actually have React code, so JSX, TSX, and that gets transpiled in the browser. You don't need any build chain, and it will work as well. Because a lot of code examples are nowadays in React. So we can set it, etc. We also have a cell magic. So what I can do is I go to some example, in this case Material UI. I copy the source code. I just put it in this cell magic, and it just works. So you can just ship Python and JavaScript, no building, super low friction, and that allows people to build new libraries, which is something that Jan Hendrik did. So let me make this a little bit larger.
Okay. Yeah, I played a bit around with this IPy React library, and I think we can build amazing things with this. So for example, here, this is actually in Jupyter Lite, so one doesn't even have to install something to use this amazing package. And yeah, so I have a simple button which I can click, which is I think not too fancy, but like now comes a QR code widget which I can use by changing the value here. Or another like interesting thing is that we all know is this GitHub contribution graph where I can pass in some data and then see this in my Jupyter output. Or here another one is a diff viewer where we have like the previous code on the left, the next code on the right. I can change the values of the two things afterwards, and I will immediately see the update in the output. Or there's something called Maths React component, which I used with IPy React. And here I also, for example, changed the amplitude of this function, which yeah, you can see there. Here is another function, another component with vector fields, where, for example, can change the opacity, the step size. And one thing I'm really excited about is the TL Draw widget, which is like a canvas written in React. And yeah, I can drag around the things, I can annotate things. And for example, I can, just 1 second, I can take matplotlib plots and annotate them in the Jupyter React output. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, up next we have Serena Bonaretti.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So the people who took a long-haul flight to get here, now it's your turn to stand up and think what you're going to do this year for the environment. On the side. Bike to work the whole week. Get a bike. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much for the opportunity to present tonight. The first thing I would like to talk about is the ORMIR community. ORMIR stands for Open and Reproducible Musculoskeletal Imaging Research Community. Our aim is to create open, reproducible, well-tested, and well-documented software to analyze musculoskeletal images. We started as a community in 2019 thanks to a Jupyter community workshop. So thanks a lot to anybody who gave us the opportunity to start here. And you can read the report of our workshop on Jupyter blog. The workshop was held 1 year ago, but we started anyways in 2019. Right now, we are about 40 researchers from academia and industry. We are spread all over the world, North America, South America, Europe, Middle East, and Australia, and we hope to expand more and more. If you wanted to contribute, please join us. Our background is mainly biomedical engineering, so we code, but we don't really know much what we are doing. Many of you here know much better than we do. We need a lot of help for overcoming code fragmentation, streaming pipelines, standardizing code, converting file formats, creating open source version of proprietary code. So if any of you is interested and would like to collaborate with us, please write me at serena.bonaretti.research@gmail.com, or you can look for me on Twitter at Serena Bonaretti. The second project I would like to talk to you about is a book entitled Learn Python with Jupyter. The core idea is that when we learn a foreign language, we usually have two different kinds of textbooks. We have course books that are the books that allow us to learn how to think, how to act when we learn a new language, how to buy grocery or how to order a coffee. And then there are grammar books that are the books instead that structure the grammar. When we want to learn coding, the books that are available are mainly grammar books. For each chapter, there is basically it's focused on data types or loops and so on. And it's kind of missing how to learn how to think computationally. So what I'm trying to do here is to fill in this gap. This book, Learn Python with Jupyter, is free online, learnpythonwithjupyter.com, and tries to develop computational thinking from a linguistic perspective. It's meant for absolute beginners, and you can learn more about it in this blog, in Jupyter blog. It is structured as a school course books, where the narrative, of course, integrated with text, is available thanks to Jupyter Notebook. There are explanations, theoretical exercises, coding exercises, and so on. And it is work in progress. I've published 18 chapters out of 38, and I release a chapter every 4 to 6 weeks. Everybody here knows how to code better than me, but if you know of somebody who doesn't, or if you are a teacher and you would like to have a look at this book, please send me feedback so that we can all together improve it. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you. We don't want to keep you too much away from the posters and the cocktails and the food with the cocktails, so we are going to invite Matthias on stage. Who's going to talk about?
Just big standing ovation for those two. Stand. Standing ovation, you need to stand.